This is John Paul Rai. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and today I'm talking about Elon Musk and this article that's getting around about how he really slammed woke culture, and I am really liking it, to be honest. So this is going to be a pretty positive video about Elon Musk here, because I agree with everything he's saying, and it's not a first time. This is things that have been said by Jerry Seinfeld, Norm Macdonald, and other comedians throughout the years in recent history. So this is from ABC News. I don't cover them a lot, but let's see what they got. Elon Musk says wokeness is divisive, exclusionary, and hateful, and I could not agree more. 110% agreement on this one. They go on to say down here that the interview was given to a satirical publication called the Babylon Bee, and I must note they lean pretty far right, making fun of Democrats and things like that. However, wokeness is something that affects people in the center and the right and the left. The only people it doesn't affect are people on the very far left. And those are the people on the very far left who are protecting Amber Heard because they play identity politics and they could not admit that a woman could abuse a man. But I digress. Just figured I'd throw that out there. They go on to say, Musk began the interview by lamenting California, saying the state used to be the land of opportunity, but now it has become the land of overregulation, over-litigation, and scorn. The Babylon Bee interviewers and Musk agree to say it's left-leaning policies that have caused this transformation. Gavin Newsom is U-Haul Salesman of the Year, Musk jokes. Moving on to another topic, Musk and his interviewers began to discuss the concept of being woke. Wokeness basically wants to make comedy illegal, Musk said. Trying to shut down Chappelle? Come on, man. That's crazy. Do we want a humorless society that is simply rife with condemnation and hate, basically? At its heart, wokeness is divisive, exclusionary, and hateful. It basically gives mean people a shield to be mean and cruel, armored in false virtue. Again, well said. Musk is referencing comedian Dave Chappelle, who is facing controversy over his recent Netflix special, The Closer, which features him talking about transgender people and his life experience with a trans comedian. Critics called Chappelle transphobic for his comments and attempted to cancel him, in one instance seeking to keep Chappelle's old high school from honoring him. What in the hell? Come on, man. This is exactly what Elon's talking about, and Jerry Seinfeld, and YouTubers I watch, and myself, about how wokeness is gone way overboard. So Dave Chappelle says a few things about transgender people that they disagree with. That's a reason for his old high school not to honor him? It's like they just want him banished. Like they want him gone because he gave an opinion. That's really wrong, and to be honest, that's a real scary thing to have people thinking in society. I've taken jokes my whole life about my ethnicity, who I am, my background, things like that. You just kind of, laugh, roll it off. You're irritated sometimes, but you be a normal person about it, and you hear jokes about other people, they hear jokes about you, and it goes in a circle, etc. And it's best to just laugh at these things. But I guess the problem is people who are woke have no sense of humor, and without that, without laughing and taking things in strife, then you can't get through life as well, and you cause problems for everyone. They do mention that Elon Musk did go on SNL, but he also bashes SNL for being woke, so I'm not sure exactly why he did it. It wasn't for the money, but I will say he does also these more left-leaning venues and interviews and things like that, so he does have a pretty good spectrum of political opinion, but recently it does seem like he's been more leaning towards the right side. Then he takes a stab at CNN because, well, if you don't know, there's been some arrests at CNN for some pretty, well, not so tasteful things going on behind the scenes. One of the interviewers joked Musk could be on a real news organization like CNN instead of with them. Musk laughed and said he wasn't perverted enough to be on CNN, an apparent reference to the recent firings of anchor Chris Cuomo and a senior producer who was arrested by the FBI for allegedly paying a mother to R-word his 9-year-old son. That guy worked at CNN. That doesn't necessarily speak for CNN. I'm sure if they knew about it, that they would probably get rid of him beforehand. But, it's not the best look for a guy like that to be working at your company. They go on to say, several other questions are asked and answered during Musk's interview. He chats about his companies, Tesla and SpaceX, He discusses artificial intelligence, the metaverse, his plans for the future, and more. So they got the entire article down here, but I think we covered the important parts. And I gotta say, I really, really agree with what he's doing here. And obviously, there's the big elephant in the room I've talked about. This guy's been with Amber Heard. I really, really wish he wasn't with Amber, but I guess at the time he was with her, he didn't know all the details about Johnny. I just don't know. I just need to know more about what he's thinking. He's helped her out in the past, and it's such a tough thing, man. He's the one person I'll still cover and talk about, even though he's been with Amber. He's just too big, and he's saying some good things. So to completely ignore him, I just can't quite do that. But yeah, obviously, when Virginia comes out, when we hear more, when we find out more, well, it'll be interesting, and maybe I'll make more of a final judgment. But for now, I'll be covering Musk. There's some interest with him and Grimes and things like that. So you guys, of course, let me know what you think down below. Doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. Consider subscribing here. Shout out to Cindy Bryden, Lotus Flower, and Carla Ellis, always sending me some good articles. And if you don't subscribe, I guess I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.